Alright, so today I'm gonna teach y'all how I lip sync. In my opinion, I do it in like the easiest way possible. I don't really see many other people lip syncing like I do, which is not to say I'm better than them. I do it way worse than they do. So basically, whenever you lip sync, at least in Western countries, we like to break up mouth sounds into different mouth shapes, because when you talk naturally, your mouth moves around a bunch and makes a bunch of different shapes, and that's how you make the sounds you make when you talk. If you're doing anime, you don't really have to worry about this. You can just do one type of mouth shape or two, and typically that'll work for you when you're lip syncing. I've broken down 6 basic mouth shapes that I use to freaking lip sync with. I basically use these 6 mouth shapes for every single mouth movement I ever do. I used to only use 5, and my recent addition from like a couple months ago is the L. The reason why I cut that out originally, like you don't have to use it, is because it was just one sound and I just covered L using this. So I have 6 mouth movements that I use. Generally, like the vowels that aren't U and O are like this shape right there. And then like, you know, all the consonants are like the hard consonants are this one. And then like some of the ooh and roar and wah sounds are this one. And then F, V, and then L, and then B and P. So like the sounds are the closed ones. You can do it a different way. There are a lot of other animators who use lots of different shapes. Like I think Domix uses like 9 or 10 mouth shapes, but that's just too complicated for me. I like to keep it simple. So we've got a character sketched out right now. It uses every single mouth shape in the lip sync. I haven't done the lip sync yet because this is the part of the tutorial where I do it. Let's just listen to it. My lovely cat is thicker than a Snicker. So, you know, the thicker than a Snicker meme, that was a goof on my channel. Yeah, let's get into how I lip sync. So I use the program Toon Boom, but you can use this on any program. Before I had Toon Boom, I used Premiere Pro and Clip Studio Paint, and I would draw all my frames on Clip Studio Paint and sort them together in Premiere Pro. You can do the same method in Flash. You can use the same method with an editing program and a drawing program. That's why it's so great, because it's so versatile. I don't go through and draw every single frame as the mouth movement is going. I like to draw all my mouths first, and then I match them up later. So what I do, after I draw the first shape, I go and I select it and I copy it, and I have it on an onion skin so I can see the previous layer, and then I shrink it. So now if you go between each one, it's like, ooh, it kind of moves a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this for every single mouth shape. Yeah, and I'll get right back to ya. Okay, so now I have all the mouth frames sketched out. As you can see, we can scroll through them pretty fast. Now, Toon Boom has this neat thing where every single frame that you draw is connected to a drawing in a library. So right now, I'm on the first drawing, and over here you can see in the library it says 1. If I move over here, we're at 9 now, and I can move this slider along and move to any single mouth I want into the library, and it'll substitute that drawing for another drawing based on the layer I'm drawing on. There's something similar like this in Flash with like symbols, and then you can, in an editing program, you can like do your own thing. Basically, this is how I put all the mouth movements together. What I do is I extend the first frame all the way across the entire drawing, and then as I go along, I will substitute the frames with the corresponding syllable. So let's listen. My lovely cat. So we start off saying my, so we're gonna want to flip to our M position, which, remember, if you look over here, the closed mouth is the M position or B or P position. The beauty of, you know, copying and pasting these frames, as you can see, I'm switching to the 12th one, so there's a little bit of wiggle, is that when you animate everything out, that little bit of wiggle creates the illusion like the mouth is moving like it's talking to you, when all you really did was tween the frame once. So all you did was draw 6 frames and then tween them to have 12. So very simple way of animating. So when you go to animate the mouth opening, you don't want to animate it onto the second one where it's a little bit closed. You want to animate it to the very first one where it snaps open immediately. So you have this sudden jump from closed to open. And when you look at any sort of animation by like Disney or anything, you'll notice that the mouths are very like snappy when they talk. Okay, so now I'm easing out. So when you go into it, you want to be snappy, but when you go out, you want to ease out a little bit. So I'm replacing the first frame with the second frame of the moved down mouth. And then I can go right into these frames. So the closed mouth right here often indicates the end of a word based on the syllable. Right now we're ending the word my, which has an E kind of ending to it. Now we're going into lovely, which is an L sound. So we're putting then the L sounds right now. Typically when you have a sound that changes from like a L to an sound, you want to make sure like the L is kind of like very short to get the impression that yes, you said the vowel or sound, but you know, you're not sticking on it. You're moving on. You're moving on with the lip sync. We moved from love to the V sound in lovely, so we added this mouth shape, which corresponds to that. So we're saying Lee now in lovely. So we want to move it to the L sound, then straight to the open mouth E sound, ease it down, and go into the closed mouth. Right before we say cat, I tend to like to ease in the closed mouth frames, and then I like to jump right into the open mouth frames. We can see here that we're easing into it. We have a slight movement, and then we snap down to the open mouth frames, then we ease out. So the trick is to this type of method of lip syncing is that you want to ease in from the closed mouth to the open mouth, then ease out back into the closed mouth, and then snap back in. So it's a lot of like easing, snapping, and then easing out again. You'll get the hang of it. Like, it's very hard to explain over in a video exactly how to do it. Just practice this a lot. Practice lip syncing, lip sync to songs or anything, and you'll get the hang of it eventually. So I'm gonna go ahead and animate the rest of this audio clip. Basically, that's how I animate. So remember, ease in, snap, ease out, ease in, snap, ease out. And it's very easy. All you have to do is draw 6 frames, and then you duplicate those frames, shrink them, and you have 12 mouth frames that you can use to create the illusion of movement by really just tweening. So that's how I animate mouth movements. I hope that was helpful. A lot of you guys requested this tutorial, so I decided to do it. Have a great day, and yeah, on to the rendered version. Here you go. My lovely cat is thicker than a snicker. My lovely cat is thicker than a snicker. My lovely cat is thicker than a snicker.